Job 13. Job says his friend's proverbs are ashes. Behold, my eye has seen all this, my ear has heard and understood it. What you know I also know. I am not inferior to you. But I would speak to the Almighty, and I desire to argue with God. But you smear me with lies. You are all worthless physicians. Oh, that you would be completely silent, and that it would become your wisdom. Please hear my argument, and give your attention to the contentions of my lips. Will you speak what is unjust for God, and speak what is deceitful for him? Will you show partiality for him? Will you contend for God? Will it go well when he examines you? Or will you deceive him as one deceives a man? He will certainly punish you if you secretly show partiality. Will his majesty not terrify you, and the dread of him fall upon you? Your memorable sayings are proverbs of ashes, your defenses are defenses of clay. Job is sure he will be vindicated. Be silent before me so that I may speak. Then let come upon me what may. Why should I take my flesh in my teeth, and put my life in my hands? Though he slay me, I will hope in him. Nevertheless, I will argue my ways before him. This also will be my salvation, for a godless person cannot come before his presence. Listen carefully to my speech, and let my declaration fill your ears. Behold now, I have prepared my case. I know that I will be vindicated. Who could contend with me? For then I would be silent and die. Only 2 things I ask that you do not do to me, then I will not hide from your face. Remove your hand from me, and may the dread of you not terrify me. Then call and I will answer. Or let me speak, then reply to me. How many are my guilty deeds and sins? Make known to me my wrongdoing and my sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you scare away a scattered leaf? Or will you pursue the dry chaff? For you write bitter things against me and make me inherit the guilty deeds of my youth. You put my feet in the stocks, and watch all my paths. You set a limit for the soles of my feet, while I am decaying like a rotten thing, like a garment that is moth-eaten. Job 14. Job speaks of the finality of death. Man, who is born of woman, is short-lived and full of turmoil. Like a flower he comes out and withers. He also flees like a shadow and does not remain. You also open your eyes on him, and bring him into judgment with yourself. Who can make the clean out of the unclean? No one. Since his days are determined, the number of his months is with you, and you have set his limits so that he cannot pass. Look away from him so that he may rest, until he fulfills his day like a hired worker. For there is hope for a tree when it is cut down, that it will sprout again, and its shoots will not fail. Though its roots grow old in the ground, and its stump dies in the dry soil, at the scent of water it will flourish and produce sprigs like a plant. But a man dies and lies prostrate. A person passes away, and where is he? As water evaporates from the sea, and a river becomes parched and dried up, so a man lies down and does not rise. Until the heavens no longer exist, he will not awake nor be woken from his sleep. Oh, that you would hide me in Sheol, that you would conceal me until your wrath returns to you, that you would set a limit for me and remember me. If a man dies, will he live again? All the days of my struggle I will wait until my relief comes. You will call, and I will answer you. You will long for the work of your hands. For now you number my steps, you do not observe my sin. My wrongdoing is sealed up in a bag, and you cover over my guilt. But the falling mountain crumbles away, and the rock moves from its place. Water wears away stones, its torrents wash away the dust of the earth, so you destroy a man's hope. You forever overpower him and he departs. You change his appearance and send him away. His sons achieve honor, but he does not know it, or they become insignificant, and he does not perceive it. However, his body pains him, and his soul mourns for himself. Job 15. Eliphaz says Job presumes much. Then Eliphaz the Temanite responded, Should a wise man answer with windy knowledge, and fill himself with the east wind? Should he argue with useless talk, or with words which do not benefit? Indeed, you do away with reverence and hinder meditation before God. For your wrongdoing teaches your mouth, and you choose the language of the cunning. Your own mouth condemns you and not I, and your own lips testify against you. Were you the first person to be born? Or were you brought forth before the hills? Do you hear the secret discussion of God, and limit wisdom to yourself? What do you know that we do not know? What do you understand that we do not? Both the gray-haired and the aged are among us, older than your father. Are the consolations of God too little for you, or the words spoken gently to you? Why does your heart take you away? And why do your eyes wink, that you can turn your spirit against God and produce such words from your mouth? What is man that he would be pure? Or he who is born of a woman that he would be righteous? Behold, he has no trust in his holy ones, and the heavens are not pure in his sight, how much less one who is detestable and corrupt? A person who drinks malice like water. What Eliphaz has seen of life, I will tell you, listen to me, and what I have seen I will also declare. What wise people have told and have not concealed from their fathers, to whom alone the land was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked person writhes in pain all his days, and the years reserved for the ruthless are numbered. Sounds of terror are in his ears. While he is at peace, the destroyer comes upon him. He does not believe that he will return from darkness, and he is destined for the sword. He wanders about for food, saying, "Where is it?" He knows that a day of darkness is at hand. Distress and anguish terrify him, they overpower him like a king ready for the attack, because he has reached out with his hand against God, and is arrogant toward the Almighty. He rushes headlong at him with his massive shield, for he has covered his face with his fat, and put fat on his waist. He has lived in desolate cities, in houses no one would inhabit, which are destined to become ruins. He will not become rich, nor will his wealth endure, and his property will not stretch out on the earth. He will not escape from darkness, the flame will dry up his shoot, and he will go away by the breath of his mouth. Let him not trust in emptiness, deceiving himself, for his reward will be emptiness. It will be accomplished before his time, and his palm branch will not be green. He will drop off his unripe grape like the vine, and will cast off his flower like the olive tree. For the company of the godless is barren, and fire consumes the tents of the corrupt. They conceive harm and give birth to wrongdoing, and their mind prepares deception. Job 16. Job says friends are miserable comforters. Then Job responded, I have heard many things like these. Miserable comforters are you all. Is there no end to windy words? Or what provokes you that you answer? I too could speak like you if only I were in your place. I could compose words against you and shake my head at you. Or I could strengthen you with my mouth, and the condolence of my lips could lessen your pain. Job says God shattered him. If I speak, my pain is not lessened, and if I refrain, what pain leaves me? But now he has exhausted me. You have laid waste all my group of loved ones, and you have shriveled me up. It has become a witness, and my infirmity rises up against me, it testifies to my face. His anger has torn me and hunted me down. He has gnashed at me with his teeth. My enemy glares at me. They have gaped at me with their mouths, they have slapped me on the cheek with contempt, they have massed themselves against me. God hands me over to criminals, and tosses me into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he shattered me, and he has grasped me by my neck and shaken me to pieces. He has also set me up as his target. His arrows surround me. He splits my kidneys open without mercy. He pours out my bile on the ground. He breaks through me with breach after breach. He runs at me like a warrior. I have sewed sackcloth over my skin, and thrust my horn in the dust. My face is flushed from weeping, and deep darkness is on my eyelids. Although there is no violence in my hands, and my prayer is pure. Earth, do not cover my blood, and may there be no resting place for my cry. Even now, behold, my witness is in heaven, and my advocate is on high. My friends are my scoffers, my eye weeps to God, that one might plead for a man with God as a son of man with his neighbor. For when a few years are past, I shall go the way of no return.